So I'm currently at the far west end of Prince's Island Park in Calgary. Downtown is just over here. And that would be the extreme end, west end of downtown. And it goes all the way back that way, as does this park. So over here is the Bow River, and it looks quite low. Give it a couple of weeks because of all the ice and snow melt up in the mountains. That'll be much higher in 2 to 3 weeks by mid to late June. Bow River is fed from Bow Lake by way of Bow Glacier in Banff, roughly 2 hours west of here. Everything is in full bloom. And I'm just going to take a short walk through the park. I'm just having a coffee and a water here. This is one of my favorite places. And Dad and I have sat here a couple of times in the past just to get away from when it's crowded at the park. This is a good place to go where there's fewer people if you just want quiet. Good place to eat if you brought a little lunch. So we're gonna go for a walk. And at this end of the park, there's utilities and maintenance kind of crew. All their vehicles park over here at this end, which is right there. And this is one of the few bridges that sort of span this canal. I'll just walk up here a little ways to the junction. And the promenade pathway here is beautiful throughout the park. They've got designated pedestrians only and cyclists on the other side. For the most part, it's split up. A couple of good places to go for burgers and ice cream over there. And this is the pedestrian only. Over there is cycle. So you know what? I'm going to cross back over and walk through the island portion of the park. And the River Cafe is here too, and it's nice. I think I ate there once for sure, maybe twice. So this is a big stage. There's some really nice places to sit up along the riverbank there with benches. So yeah, there's a multitude of benches to sit and lots of park and green space here. So this is the main stage. So when they have festivals and concerts, you'll see people scattered out across the lawn here. And this is the main stage. And that's been here since the 1970s. And the reason I know is we moved here in 1977, and the first concert I ever saw here was Burton Cummings. And Burton's trailer was parked somewhere over there, and Dad knocked on the door, and Burton allowed us in. And he said we were good friends with Kirkpatrick's, and that's Ron Kirkpatrick is Burton's first cousin. And we were friends with that family in Winnipeg for many years. So that's my first memory of this with Dad. It's beautiful here. Great place to attend a festival. Makes this an island is, as you saw when I was at the west end, there was the Bow River and the little junction of that canal. So that canal is over here, and the Bow River is way over there behind those trees. So between here and there's tons of picnic tables over there. It's a really beautiful inner city park because you got downtown right here. Look at that. It is a beautiful city, Calgary. Lots of parks like this throughout. Yeah, picnic tables all over through here and all the way up to the river. And way over there. And you know, I don't usually see it that crowded here. Even on a Saturday, Sunday, it's still plenty of room for people. Unless there's a festival, then it can get pretty packed in here. I guess what I miss is going for bike rides through parks like this and this one with my dad. And sadly, my dad passed away on May 23rd, and he didn't get a chance to enjoy another summer, you know, or spring. The last time he was out was on his scooter, and that would have been late April. And none of the foliage was out at that point. It was cold out still. We had some cooler weather. I just wish he would have lasted a little longer. I mean, he had plenty of summers, but just this last one, he almost made it. So here's the River Cafe. Yeah, they do have really good food there, at least they used to. I haven't gone there in probably 15 years. I know we had a company function here once. That was early 2000s. When Natalia was visiting, we walked along here, and I took a lot of photos for her along here. And on the other side is the cycle path. And more of downtown over there. It's kind of cool seeing the green, the park, and I'm not sure how many people. It's subjective. I enjoy the contrast between kind of nature and urban. Yeah, there's more people here kind of basking in the sun out there. Canadian geese. Some people call them Canadian cobra chickens or cobra. And I'm going to walk across the bridge or partway. I want to see what they've done up here. They leveled Eau Claire, the old mall that used to be there. Not sure what they've done here. This used to always be maintained. Now they're calling this part a habitat for bees. Yeah, okay. And the park goes further here, and much further over there. I'll walk over there in a bit. I just want to go across this bridge. And then there's another bridge further to my left too. It looks so different without Eau Claire, the big mall. Right where that crane is, or that drill, that's where Eau Claire Mall used to be. Yeah, it looks so weird not seeing the mall. And in the winter, this is all frozen over and people skate, ice skate here. And there's lots of condominium development like that as you go east along the pathway. It's a beautiful pathway system through this park, and it interconnects with all the other city pathways. There's over 1,000 kilometers of pathway like this within Calgary. Bike path, designated bike and pedestrian pathway. I think I say 1,000 kilometers of cycle path. And a lot of that is shared pedestrian. Anyway, so when I started, I was way at the end of the canal at the west end of the island. I'm gonna go back onto the island. So within a couple of weeks, the flowers will all be up. They have beautiful flower gardens here, but it's still only May. So and I came here last summer several times and had a picnic here on my own. I pedaled up here. Even as late as, I think, late September, early October, we were in the mid or low 20s, and I sat there with the leaves blowing all around me over here. Hard to believe we're at spring again. Some people playing volleyball. Yeah, this is a beautiful little area through here. Awesome place to bring a towel and lay down. As is this over here, this side. And I'm gonna cross this pedestrian bridge, or at least get part way across. And there's a really natural area over there with some wetlands and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, here's another little valley. So the Bow River is straight ahead here. Yeah, approaching the bridge. I'll turn around. There's a portion of downtown. Yeah, after I shoot this video clip, I might take a little walk further along the pathway going east. Yeah, it's beautiful. And the weather is perfect. I think we're maybe 26 today, Celsius. So, a lot of construction over there. There's some kind of sewage project or something they're doing now. I don't know what. But it looks like it's going all the way along the Bow River here. So.
Please, like, go about it. I'll do that.
Maybe flood mitigation. Maybe sewage line upgrades. It looks like it could be. Somebody's dog. So up there and further over there is Bridgeland. Beautiful neighborhood up there. There's some stairs right where I'm pointing that'll take you all the way up. There's many of those throughout Calgary, because Calgary is kind of like in a valley and you got these big cliffs surrounding it, or going through the middle in some cases like this. And even Scotsman's Hill is part of this long ridge, but it extends way over there to the east. So that's far enough. And that's Memorial Drive along here. So we're gonna head back. So I'm gonna kind of cut to the left over here. I guess I could have cut through the little grassy field there, but I'll stick to the path. Yeah, it's warm, it's beautiful. Very gentle breeze. Feels like the middle of summer. More skyscrapers. That's one thing Calgary has plenty of. And you look at other cities that are double the population of Calgary, they don't have the skyline Calgary has. Some. Oh, the babies. The goslings. Ryan Goslings. There you go. I bet you they're all named Ryan. Canadian Ryan Gosling. Yeah, the flowers are already starting to come out. It's going to look very nice here. It's been a while since I walked to this end. So there's another pedestrian bridge coming up here. And sort of a nature area that they kind of leave untended. I'll just do a shot back. Now we're at the east end of the island, or getting there. Not much further. And that's the Center Street Bridge in front of me that goes from downtown across the Bow. And here's that other bridge. And this one wobbles when you walk on it. It's kind of suspension. And this is the nature area. So this path loops all the way around this wetland and comes out here, or on the other side too. There's a beaver dam there. I've seen the same beaver here for years and his family, so you might see him pop his head. And this is the wetland area. And there's a beautiful path that meanders all the way around the other side. I'm not going to walk all of it, but you get the idea. It goes all the way to the end and through the forest a bit and comes back out. And there's plenty of benches and places. And surprisingly, the mosquitoes aren't bad. Calgary hardly has any. So even on an evening, you could sit here and perhaps not even get bitten. So that's that. So I will take a walk partway across the bridge to go look at where Eau Claire Market and the mall used to be. Yeah, I can feel the bridge swinging already, bouncing. Center Street Bridge is right in front of me there. And there's the pond where they have ice skating in the winter. Just saw a fish jump there. Yeah, see, now here's more of the pathway system. The promenade, if you want to call it that. It's beautiful the way they've designed all of this. And this is for cyclists, this part. But you got to look both ways. And this was Eau Claire, the big market. Some condos here they knocked down, and this is for the LRT expansion, the green line leg of the LRT. But we don't need to go there. It's just so weird not seeing it, and it took up several city blocks here, Eau Claire Market. Anyways, we'll another cyclist coming here. Anyway, I'm just walking east. That little bouncy bridge is just behind me. Cycle path there, and you can just see all the development in condos that's gone up through this east end of downtown. And the development goes all the way. So it's a big downtown. And this is just east-west, but I'm not going to walk any further. But it's very well developed, and I like how they have that separated, the bike, pedestrian. Reduces accidents. I like the design of these condos here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's go back this way. Well, I'm debating sitting down here somewhere, but I think there's an even nicer place to sit on the other side of this path. Oops. Yeah, I think I'll find a spot by that little footbridge there, or in here, Shady Grove. Yeah, over these places, I think I'll either be there, or I think up here in the shade. I don't know, hard to decide where to go. It's either right over there or right here. In the end, I'll pick the dandelion patch somewhere in the shade. Yeah, it's nice and cool and cozy here. Plush green grass. Alright, so now I'm walking along the north side of the island, and I'm going to go explore down here. Looks like some monkey trails, we used to call them when I was a kid in Winnipeg. A little pathway through here. Yeah, and the water is a bit choppy up here. Oh, there's some people out here. Yeah, you wait, where I'm standing is going to be covered in water in a few weeks when the river rises. Yeah, it kind of has that smell that I remember from Winnipeg when I was a boy. Only thing is, with Winnipeg, they had like gumbo, like that clay, and that smelled like it had a different smell to it. It's so unique to when I grew up there. I'm going to need a washroom, and I think they're over here somewhere. So, and if I was to have continued along there, there's more of those monkey trails and pathways going across with benches along the shore too. Lots of picnic tables here. Ah, there's the restrooms straight ahead. This is on the south side of the island. That's downtown over there. And it's called Prince's Island Park. A lot of people mistakenly refer to it as Princess Island Park, but it's Prince's. So I used to think it was related to the royal family, a prince, but in fact, From what I remember finding out years ago, it's named after somebody named Prince. That was their last name. Now, he must have been some kind of maybe local politician or something, I'm not sure. But I think that's who it's named after. Nothing to do with royalty, and not Princess Island Park. So, a while ago I crossed that footbridge, the one that bounces, and I looked at what used to be Eau Claire Market from that side. Now I'm crossing here, and this used to go right through past the Sheraton Hotel there, and I'm sure it will once they reopen it, but I just want to see what they're doing inside here. Be a big park, I guess, and ooh, look at that. Chaise, lounge chairs, and fake sand. That's kind of cool. That's neat. It's my first glimpse of any of this. And this long promenade walkway through, taking you into downtown, right to the center of downtown, past the Sheraton. Well, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen any of this before. Can't wait till it's opened. Maybe next year, maybe this year, don't know. Not a whole, oh, they kept that. So that established Eau Claire Lumber Limited. So this whole area 100 plus years ago was sawmills along here. And they preserved that. It used to be a restaurant, I think. I think they moved it. It used to be somewhere else here. But this whole neighborhood, all this, used to be warehouses, sawmills. And I guess in the late 80s, a lot of those warehouses closed down. They had 2 bus barns here. They had the city buses, plus Greyhound bus barns were located through here. And when it came to tear all that stuff down, people in the Calgary were crying about it. So initially when they built Eau Claire Market, they were going to try and use those existing facilities and kind of make it like the market in Vancouver. I forget what that's called. Using the old warehouses. So let's get off the shared path. So they wound up tearing all those warehouses down and building Eau Claire, which used to be there. And now people are crying because they tore that eyesore down. I didn't like it. And this is the pedestrian promenade here. Lots of places to sit on the left. Wow. Crazy, those benches go all the way. I never noticed that before. And I was just over there on the other side. So and there is a Papa Goose. Cobra chickens, we call them here. Cobra chickens. Hurting real bad. Yeah, it's the way they designed it. All right. Now I'm going to continue my journey. It's beautiful along here. I'm going to cut straight through here. I just came from there and the other side, and now I'm going to walk into downtown. You got to look both ways here. The cycle path. I've seen people get hit right here, pedestrian like me crossing. A couple people just blindly walking out. So there's plenty of ways to exit the park into downtown. This is one narrow corridor here, but there's plenty of other ways. You saw the bridges, and most of those have a little promenade or sidewalk except for where Eau Claire used to be, so people take this shortcut because it's closest to where the old one used to be by the Sheraton, which is, Sheraton is right there. And right there is where Eau Claire used to be. Eau Claire Market. Now I'm just going to walk through downtown. I'll take the odd clip. I like that building there. I don't know what it's called. Just a little juts, just the design of it. It's kind of cool. I never noticed this lawn, this grass elevated lawn. This is another office building here. It's nice to have a green space for people who work there. It's a big building, that one. Over here used to be one of the locations for the old spaghetti factory. It was there for many years. I think there was a couple of locations, but that's the one I remember most. Yeah, what a cool building that one is. We got plus 15s. I think we have 70 of these in downtown. I think several kilometers of plus 15, somebody told me, and I think I looked online a few years ago and it was 66, I believe. Oh, I got a red light. They got diagonal crossing, which is so confusing at this intersection. There's a couple like that in this part of downtown. Very bizarre. Yeah, weird intersection. The light turns green, but the walk signal doesn't turn until the light turns red. It's like this 1, 2, 5 directional crossing, 6 strange. Anyway. And that's Eau Claire and Princess Island Park over there. Now I'm going to continue my journey into downtown. I think this is 3rd Street. Yeah, this is 3rd Street Southwest, going south. And I like how they've, well, maybe 30 or more years ago, they redesigned this. Looking at these patio stones, looks like late 80s. And they put planters here. They narrowed the street considerably. It's now 2 lanes, 2-way. But at one time it used to be much wider because they didn't have all this sidewalk here. But that's going back 35 years when they changed this. But it's nice to have that greenery going all the way up the trees. You're gonna see it's a cool little walk. Now we're at 3rd Street, and I think this is 5th Avenue. One thing about this city, you can look forever for street signs. Some cities have them on 2 corners. This city, oh, over there, way low down, it says 4th Avenue. 4th Avenue. So, and you can see the plus 15s straight ahead of me. We call those plus 15s this way every block. We got many of them here. That way in the wintertime, you can pretty much traverse the entire downtown core inside. Yeah. See, nice and green along here. All the way into the core of downtown like this. Lots of little places to sit, but you know what? I'm sure they're going to upgrade this sidewalk. They're always spending money in this city fixing stuff. I mean, it's not bad. It looks dated. No major damage to it, but I'm sure they will be ripping this up in the next couple of years and redoing the entire sidewalk here. I like the cobblestone, the stone idea, but it's not so practical. Perhaps though, if one section breaks, it's easier to repair. But nowadays the concrete they're using like this is a composite. There's different resins they add to it and fiber, and makes it more impervious to salt in the winter and temperature fluctuations. So yeah, they left portions of the old bricks here, but everything, this is fairly new that I'm walking on. More plus 15s there. And we're coming up on 7th Avenue, and the C-Train LRT runs east-west there. Or no, that's another block ahead of this one. Not there yet, getting ahead of myself. But this is the coolest corridor on Otway. You walk through here in the afternoon, it's shady and all the greenery. It's quite cool. And I walked through here on a 35-degree day, and there was a gentle breeze, and I guess it just lowered the temperature to like 22. It was very, very tolerable. Lots of concrete, the concrete jungle. So we're now approaching 6th Avenue. Lots of little restaurants and cafes too. And Calgary and provincial and federal courts are over there, that big building there at the end. More skyscrapers and plus 15s behind me. Must be rush hour still. I think it's pushing 5 p.m., maybe 4:45 or something. Just turn around. Yeah, there's another plus 15 above me. And this is 7th Avenue in front of me. And I'm only taking one street north or south into downtown. I mean, every block is kind of like this. Lots of skyscrapers, and unfortunately so I just came from that direction. There's 7th Ave, and now I'm heading south into downtown, and this is part pedestrian, part car, part bicycle. 8th Avenue Mall. Now, when I first moved to Calgary, 8th Avenue Mall was 100% pedestrian. That was changed back in the early 70s. And then they reconverted it to dual use kind of thing. So that's 8th Avenue, aka Stephen Avenue Mall, looking west, and this is looking east. And it goes all the way down to the very end there. You can see City Hall. And maybe I'll shoot a little bit here. Earl's. Lots of patios and bars. Seen this place change ownership a few times. The one called Local Pub Eatery used to be Dakota's, and we used to go there a lot back in the 80s. Co-workers and people. Busy. Here's looking north. Calgary's finest. More bars and a McDonald's. More cops on bicycles. They got a lot of cops this year down here. My old movie theater at Palace, I used to go there when I was a kid. Long gone are the days of movie theaters downtown. They're all in the burbs now. Now it's a concert venue. The band Ministry just played there a week ago or something. So this place here, this is the Bay, soon to be the former Bay. And they rented out the main floor here to a steakhouse called the Guild many years ago. The main floor, at least half the main floor is the Guild. And the old Bank of Montreal is now Good Life Fitness. Used to be A&B Sound in there, and you can imagine how nice that would have been. Very palatial with mezzanine columns, marble columns, and everything. That's looking south. That's looking north. Some nice old buildings that have been preserved here, some sandstone. Beautiful structures. Yeah, there's Bank of Montreal. Every major Canadian city had one like this. Good Life Fitness, and Winners is here. So many beautiful old buildings, and they've been really well preserved. You can see as far as City Hall, all these old sandstone. They even got a boutique Value Village. I think it's like 3 stories. My old head shop when I was a kid. There used to be a couple along here. Smiling Buddha, or not Smiling Buddha. Budlam used to be here. Budlam Head Shop. Budlam. Molson's Bank. And I'm gonna make this short because I'm running out of space. But you can just see these beautiful buildings. Much like the Exchange District in Winnipeg, I think a lot of these buildings were built around that same time. Late 1800s. City Hall is straight ahead. Ah, there's the Calgary Tower. Right there. And looking back that way. And we'll get as far as City Hall. Here's some more of these beautiful old buildings along here. And that's the new City Hall straight ahead. It's new to me.